Hi, this is Nick Williams. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to talk to you about oneness and humanity's team. I've come at oneness from a couple of perspectives. One is the kind of the mind, if you like. I heard Einstein many years ago saying, actually there's only one consciousness, there's only one creation, and we're living in a misperception that we're actually separate. But in truth, we're all connected, we're all joined, we're all one. So that kind of inspired me. Then probably about 15 years ago I became a student of A Course in Miracles, and if you don't know A Course in Miracles, it's a book of spiritual psychotherapy, which sounds enough to put most people off, but it's the most beautiful book. And basically it's a book about how do we return home to what's true. And The Course in Miracles says what's true is that we're totally loved children of our Creator, who are having a perception and an experience of being separate and bad and guilty and living in a world where we're not part of one creation, that we're ego kind of identified and that we're separate and that we're not one. And The Course in Miracles is really a book about how do we undo that perception, how do we return to the truth that has always been and will always be, that really we are just one, we all are part of one creation, that's always been true. And that's what I find so inspiring about A Course in Miracles, is it says that is always true, it is true this moment. Your perception may well be different. So mine is a path of not really changing the world, if you like, but changing my perception of the world, of myself, of my brothers and sisters. Because I know that the only thing to really change is our mind. What's true is true. We are loved children of our Creator. What's often our experience is that we feel bad, we feel guilty, we feel sinners and all the stuff that we can do. We feel separate, we like some people, we don't like other people. And I know that my job really is to change my mind about the world, not really to change the world. Because the world really springs up from inside us. Now that may sound mad, but let me just share this lovely little bit from Rumi. You've probably heard of Rumi, a mystic poet who lived 700 years ago. I love this. He said, everything you see has its roots in the unseen world. The forms may change, yet the essence remains the same. Every wonderful sight will vanish, every sweet word will fade, but do not be disheartened. The source they come from is eternal, growing, branching out, giving new life and new joy. Why do you weep? The source is within you, and this whole cosmos is springing up from it. So I just love that kind of mystical idea, which I think is the truth, which is, everything's in us. Inside everyone is the divine, is a God self, is the whole of creation within each one of us, because there's really only one of us here. We just think we're separate. So I'm not saying I'm anywhere near living in an awareness of oneness, but I know that's my direction. I know in my heart that that's the ultimate truth. So if you feel like joining in with this desire to remember what's always been true, which is oneness, and begin to dissolve and take the blinkers off this idea of separation and difference, then signing the petition for a oneness state would be a great way of starting to be part of humanity's team, to make an intention and a commitment to say, I want to change my mind. And then, in a way we will change the world, but I think it's not about changing the world out there, it's about changing our perception of what we believe to be true, so that we can return to what's really true. And I think the only thing that's really true ultimately is we are totally loved children of our Creator, and we are not held guilty of anything, we are not held sinful in any way whatsoever. We are just held as His children, or her children, whatever gender you want to put to the Creator. We are His or her children. We are totally loved, and all we have to do is forgive ourselves really for all the misperceptions we've had about who we are and that we're bad, and that as we can forgive ourselves for those perceptions, we return to the truth, which is we are just loved, and that's all that's ever really been true. So thanks for the opportunity to talk to you. I hope you've enjoyed this. Do join part of humanity's team, sign the petition, that we can begin to make this a universal idea that we are one, that there are no differences ultimately, or there are differences, but we are one within all the differences. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. Bye-bye.